Hi everyone, hope you're all well. So today we are going to film our nappy essentials and tips and hacks. So I wanted to film nappy essentials just because, I don't know, it was something for me that really kind of confused me when I was, let me just straighten that up. It was something for me that really confused me when I was pregnant as to what you needed nappy wise. I didn't know what brands were best, I didn't know what like creams and stuff were best, and to be honest it is a personal preference. But I just wanted to talk about what we use and how it works for us. So Rory has never ever, touch wood, touch your head, has never ever had any form of nappy rash ever. So I kind of feel like the mix of products that we have is quite good and I don't really want to change at the moment. So yes, let's talk about that and let you know how that works for us. So our first nappy essential is good old water wipes. You would have all heard about them. I bought these when I was packing my hospital bag because I felt like I'd be judged less for using wipes in hospital if they were water wipes. I really didn't want to do the whole cotton wool warm water thing at all. I never have cleaned his bum with cotton wool. The midwife ended up doing his meconium poo because I had a cesarean. So yeah, so I've always used water wipes. I use them in the hospital, bought them so I'd be judged less. And just discovered that I actually really liked them. I really like how they are really wet. They're really moist right down to the bottom of the packet, and that means that they like glide really easily. Rory has quite sticky poos, so I like using Huggies or Pampers. It doesn't kind of get it off as quickly as these do, but because these are so wet, it's like using like a cloth in just like dripped in water. Like they're really moist. So for us it works out really well. Yeah, I do have like a tip for making these last, which I will include at the end of the video when I do tips and hacks. But I always buy these when these are on offer. I will link some offers in the description box. Obviously by the time you watch this video they might have expired, but I'll try and keep it updated as much as I can. But they're normally on offer either in Boots or Tesco's. They have 50p off, making £2. Or there's a shop, I can't remember what it's called, but they're often, is that good? But they're often 99p, which I will link down below once I find out what it's called. And Amazon always do the big bulk boxes where they're much cheaper. Okay, so the nappies we use are just Pampers. I stock bought Pampers when I was pregnant and I'm still going through that stockpile, and Rory is now nearly 16 weeks. So I can't remember how many I bought, but I bought quite a few size ones and ended up, I've got 2 packets of size ones left over. I'm now on size 2s, which I think I bought 4 packets of, what size are they? 68, and we're still working through those. I'm pretty sure he's about to go to size 3 soon, which is gutting because I still have loads of size 2s left. But yeah, I've always used Pampers. I bought Pampers when they were on offer on buy one get one free, which they do at Tesco and Boots quite a lot. Yeah, I always bought them, so it's 2 for £8. But yeah, I didn't really know about nappies. I just kind of was guided by things I'd read about. I had never heard about how good Aldi nappies were, and if there was an Aldi closer to us I would probably buy them, but our closest Aldi is about 40 minutes away, so it's not that convenient. But also because Rory's never had a nappy rash and he's only ever had Pampers, apart from I got 2 samples of Aldi nappies which I did use and they were really good, but because he's only ever had Pampers I'm kind of quite keen to now keep him in Pampers because it seems to work for him. The next one is to buy a barrier cream. I am not barrier cream loyal at all. At the moment we are using the Aveeno one, which I bought when it was on offer in the Tesco Baby Club. Ah, you're so good. It was about £3, whilst normally it's £7, and that is for 100ml. So you're getting quite a lot of barrier cream for your money. I just bought 3 of these whilst they were on offer. I have also used the Panthen and Sudocrem. I've heard the best things about Botanium, but I've heard the best things about Botanium for when there's a rash. Whilst he hasn't had a rash, so I don't know from experience. But yeah, we're using Aveeno at the moment. I'm not that hot. Oh, and I've used the spray ones too, which you can get from Boots, but Rory just gets scared when I spray stuff on his bum, which is quite reasonable. But yeah, so at the moment we're using Aveeno, but yeah, like I said, I'm not loyal, so just use whatever works for you. They all cost about the same price, so I normally just buy whatever's on offer at the time, because it's just the more affordable thing to do. The only thing I've heard that I did do is not to use Vaseline. So when I first started using a form of barrier cream when he was about 8 weeks, because he started to get a sore bottom, I used Vaseline just because in my head it was just a barrier. And I'd heard that you're not supposed to do that, but I can't remember why. But if I find out I'll link it down below. So yeah, but I didn't use any form of barrier cream for Rory until he was about 8 weeks, just because I didn't really realise that you were supposed to. I thought that barrier creams were for when they had the rash, not to prevent it. Oh, sausage! Sausage! You just chilling in your vest? Yeah, I didn't know that they were to prevent rash. So when he started sleeping through the night properly at about 8 weeks, like sometimes his nights are a little bit iffy, but generally he goes long periods of time. I always use the barrier cream at night time. But yeah, like I said, you just choose whatever's best for you, or just buy whatever's on offer at the moment. Another essential of ours is hand sanitizer. I don't know how, but sometimes you seem to get poo on your hands, or just the smell of poo on your hands. This really helps. This one's just, I think it's like 59p from Lidl, and it's not, I don't think it's scented. I think it just smells like hand sanitizer, you know, like sterile smell. Our nappy bags, these ones are from Boots. You get 100 nappy bags for 50p. They're really good. The packet's really easy to get them out of. I have a nappy bin, and I used it for the first couple of weeks when we had the cassette in it, and then when the cassette ran out I never bothered rebuying them. I've kept the nappy bin to store, like in my head that I was going to store nappies in bags in it. I don't even bother doing that because it's got a lid. I just chuck them in the bin that we have in a nappy bag. If it's a wee, I don't bother nappy bagging it. If it's a poo, I do. If the poo's really bad, it will go straight outside. But if I feel like it can wait, I'll just nappy bag it. So yeah, and I just feel these are good to have on hand. They're good for your changer bag. If you go around to somebody's house, it's kind of courtesy to bag up the nappy before you put it in their bin. And again, if you go out in public, it's just nice to have them. And they're good for your changing bag in case it's clothes leak. You can just store them in there instead of them getting like wet stuff all over your bag. Yeah, tips and hacks wise, my first tips are kind of when you have a newborn. Newborns seem to absolutely hate having their nappy changed. They think you're going to murder them, like they literally act like you're trying to kill them when they have their nappy changed. My kind of things to help get through that were to make sure it's alright. Yeah, my things to get through that were to warm up your wipes in your bra, especially if you're breastfeeding. This is quite nice as well because it helps to like stimulate. I wasn't, so I had to stop doing this at some point. But yeah, I will put, like when I'm changing the nappy, I'll put him down, put a wipe in my bra, then take off the nappy. Like by the time you unpopped him, take off the nappy, the wipes take like the warmth. You're right. A lot of the coldness has come out of the nappy, come out of the wipe. So that's kind of a good tip. That made him cry a lot less doing that. You can also just warm it in your hands as well, like just kind of pass it from hand to hand. That really helps. I don't bother doing it now because he's fine about it, but when they're first born they really hate having cold wipes put on them. So that was a good one. Also, this is kind of relevant for both babies, but I think more so with boy babies, because if they pee on you, it's gonna spray, or for the girl baby it just kind of comes out where it is. So my tip for boy babies, until you get used to it, like Rory's pees on me very rarely now. We've kind of sussed each other out, and I know like his little hidden like things that he's gonna do. So until you are there, what I used to do is roll up a muslin blanket, pop it in between his legs, and then like when you go to push his legs up, obviously it's held secure. That way if he pees, it's just going to go downwards, it's not going to spray up and go all over you. And yeah, you can use a muslin blanket, just like a cheapy one, or I also used a pair of Richard's old boxes that he didn't like, you know, like novelty ones that they get for Christmas. I just used those, and yeah, until I sussed him out and like learned his little ways. Yeah, we did that, and he doesn't really pee on me that often now, like only very occasionally. So yeah, that's a good one. My third tip or hack is that when you are about to change a nappy, unfold a new nappy and pop it underneath the dirty nappy before you take it off. That way, any mess you're just gonna get it's gonna get caught straight away. And then my water wipes hacks, water wipes hacks, but they could probably stand for any wipe. So obviously water wipes are a little bit expensive. What I do is, and I got this from my mum actually, because they're quite big in size, you can just tear them in half, and then you've still got like a decent sized wipe, and you get through so many less, and they warm up a little bit quicker. So if you put them back in the pack, they take out some of their wetness. Yeah, that really helps, because obviously when you're doing like wiping a nappy, especially a wee, that's a lot of surface area that you're not going to use, whilst that isn't so bad, if that makes sense. Sometimes I don't do it for a poo because I want that surface area to protect my hands from the poo. But yeah, that's like my top top tip or hack for water wipes, but it probably works for other wipes too. Like, I just find it easier for wees, so to use a whole wipe. My other one is that water wipes hold their wetness like the whole way through. That's one thing I love about water wipes actually, is that they stay really, really wet for a really long time. And yeah, they're just really good for that. Like, you're not doing it to the bottom of the pack and they're all dried out. But the bottom of the pack I sometimes find can be a little bit too damp. So every time I pack them away, I'll just make sure it's sealed properly and just flip it over like different ways, and then the wetness kind of distributes across all of the wipes and they stay like quite consistent with moisture. Yeah, another one is that not that many people seem to know about is that your nappy will have a yellow line that turns blue if it is wet. So if you're not used to the smell or the timings of your baby's wee yet, you can just look at that line. It doesn't change for poo, so you might have to check, but normally you can smell if the baby's in a poo. And then my final tip or hack is one I saw of Emily Norris. I didn't actually use this, but I will just pass this on, but it is hers. I will link her video down below. When you first have your baby, you're told to fold down the nappy to like air out their umbilical cord. Her tip was just to make an incision and then cut out that little section of the nappy so that you don't have to bother and it doesn't irritate the cord at all. I'll link her video down below. So yeah, those are my nappy changing tips and hacks. If you have any, I would love to know about them. Please leave me a comment in the comment box. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe if you haven't already. And we will see you in the next one. Bye! Good boy! High five!